Howdy there. It's been a number of days, longer than I'd like it to be, but I saw Chronicle a few days ago, and I really enjoyed it. I have really no problems of giving it an 8. I definitely want to see it again. That really is a separator for a 7 and 8 for me. You know, a 7's really cool. I like a 7, whatever. It's a good flick. But really, it doesn't really leave me with a great desire to see it again, where an 8 does. That's pretty much the only difference. So I can't wait to rent this and watch it again. It's about a group of teenagers, high schoolers, coming into contact with an alien object and gaining telekinetic powers. They can basically move anything with their mind, including, themselves. They can fly. Basically, I don't know. They seem like super Jedi. They have the Force with them, except that they can fly. It's pretty much all new names to me. I can't tell you any names, especially since I saw it days ago. The only name that really stuck in my memory was... and now I can't remember it. Landis, I believe. The son of John Landis wrote this. So I thought that was pretty cool, John Landis is funny. So it's good to see that there's another Landis out there. But all new, it was written, the story was co-written, I believe, or just by Landis. And then, this is an independent film, really. It's an independent film. But came down to basically, a few people, which I liked. The actors are all really good. Again, I didn't know any of them. Just totally fresh faces. All were pretty good. I would say they didn't have, so much to do. They're pretty simple characters. I'd say only one really gets to show a true arc. Maybe two. I don't know. They all have their moments. They all have their moments, so that was good. This is told in the found footage style. Where they found it, I don't know. We're not told that. Maybe the government is watching this after it's happened. But it's clever. The main character gets a camera, wants to take it everywhere. It's what his buffer between he and the world. Then we see other cameras, and they incorporate other video footage from, like a girlfriend's camera, what have you. It's also handy that, and clever, that using his telekinetic powers, the main character who is obsessed with his camera can... hold the camera with his mind and move it around, and so it's no one's holding. He's holding it with his mind, but it's capturing all of the action in the scene. So again, they found some clever ways to make an old idea seem very fresh. In fact, I think it's one of the better found footage films. It seems like Blair Witch Project kind of started it all. I really can't think of many other examples that predate that. Really, just Blair Witch Project changed the game. It also used the internet like no other film, I thought. It really just had me pumped up to see. This is definitely up there with the Blair Witch Project in terms of the genre. Well directed. I mean, everything looked really good. I was concerned by the special effects in the television trailers, on the commercials. It kind of looks tacky, corny, fake. In the film on the big screen, I thought it looked rather good. And even when it was CGI, I thought it looked, you know, lo-fi, at least. Realistic. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. The action was good. There's a lot of action. You know, mind fighting. It kind of reminded me in a way of Dark City. You know, where you're just kind of standing and, you know, using your brain. Also, there was... I want to say it was a direct shout-out to Dragon Ball Z. There was a lot of powering up. And not a lot, but there were some key moments where they powered up. And I was like, ooh, that's like DBZ. So that made me happy. I just really thought it was, you know, it's very short. It's just over 80 minutes. And it just flies by. You know, it was focused. Really, I just had a fun time. I can't even think of what else to say. It looked really good. All the acting was good. Special effects were good. Well directed. Great story. A fresh spin on something we've seen before. Really, I just enjoyed it. I can't wait to see it again. I don't really even know what else to say about it. But I'm trying to think of what I didn't like it, or what's keeping me from giving it a higher score. Maybe, you know, everything was just kind of perfect, maybe. You know, everything that had to happen just conveniently kind of fell into place. But again, it just... when the storytelling is so simple and elegant and focused, then, you know, I don't know, you don't mind so much. It was just this perfectly contained story. I think we're probably going to get a sequel. You know, it seems like Hollywood does nothing but sequels and remakes these days, so I imagine we'll get a sequel. I think they left a lot of questions open. But, you know, that's the whole found footage thing, is there's not too much context that the footage does not provide. I recommend it. I hope you saw it. It hasn't made a ton of money, but it did pretty good. It was #1 the week it came out, but then it dropped quite a bit. I don't know, so I hope you see it on the big screen. At the least, or rented. I really enjoyed it. I don't really know what else to say about it. Well, I guess that's one thing, is that, again, I saw this like 3 or 4 days ago, and I haven't really thought about it much at all. Again, it was just this pretty self-contained, focused story that, again, doesn't like leave you thinking. There's not much to take home with you. You just kind of leave it all there in the theater. But again, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, you know, I just really haven't thought about it. I was like, well, that was a really good movie. I enjoyed that, man. Done. So, you know, whatever. So that's Chronicle. It was a good watch, and I will give it a solid 8. Thank you very much.